Live.
Yo, what's poppin'? I am back on this good Thursday. Listen, y'all been looking at me all week. How y'all feeling about that? Because listen, let me tell y'all what I am. Tired. I'm tired. But I'm here because, y'all be wanting me to be here and y'all be wanting to be informed. So, Dwayne E. Robinson is on CP time. Yeah. He's supposed to be in attendance. We'll see what happens. Anywho, how y'all feeling out there in these streets? Y'all doing all right? Y'all been watching things? Did y'all watch Winters earlier? Huh? Y'all talk to Winters? Telling some good things, asking some good questions and all that there. Winters, I seen you, girl. You know what? It's so funny because I'm usually not off work at that time, so I kind of don't really see her or whatever. But I got to see her, and shout out to my dog Winters. Mickey, how you feeling today? You might as well go and chop it up with me while we're waiting on.
I'm not happy.
You're not happy? Tell me why you're not happy, Mickey.
This election is a dirty. I'm just talking junk. None, just me. Oh, what's up, Becky Brown? Oh, none, just ready to get this week started and get it over with since we ain't never did 5 straight days.
Woo, child, listen, that was a test of my strength. Do you know what I'm saying to me? Listen, because it sounded good, right? And it looked good on paper. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get it in. It's that power week, and we're going to go power week. I'm running on fuse. But I feel great still. It's been going great. Everything been great. I need to spin the block on Thomas. What's his name? Thomas James Harris Jr. I need to spin the block on him because I did him on Monday, right? And I know a lot of people probably went back and watched the replay or whatever. But yeah, it was a lot of stuff going on Monday. It was council. It was the mayoral forum down at the Mott Golf Course. Yeah, what's going on, right? So yeah. I want to make sure that we spin a block on him. So I'm gonna try to get back in touch with him, and we spin a block. Maybe we can get him on Saturday or Sunday or something like that. You know what? I mean, while I'm doing that, I might as well do it, right? So hey Brenda Boy, hey Kathleen, what's up, y'all? What's poppin'? So listen. With that being said, so let's talk about it a little bit. Who's ever on here? Did y'all watch the mayoral forum? Did y'all watch it or go down there or anything like that? If y'all did, shoot me a little something in the chat. Tell me what y'all thought and how y'all felt about it. Besides that banter that was going back and forth with Eric Mays and them. And then tell me where y'all at on the election. Like which Tuesday? August 2nd, Tuesday. Go vote. Y'all take somebody out to vote. Y'all do all of that good stuff. Please make it a big old thing. Child, where is the wine? Winters,
we waiting on him.
Color people time. Child, I'm waiting on him. But listen, if he don't show up, child. Let me tell you what I'm not gonna do. Wait. And let me tell you what I ain't pressed. I'm just gonna keep on going. Right? It's another day. Lovely day in the neighborhood. Anyway, Winters, hey, I know you coming out. Hi, Chia. I'm looking forward to with you on Friday. Tomorrow, I think it's gonna be a great day. If we go over an hour, Chia, you gonna be okay with that? Because I just feel it in my spirit that we gonna be over an hour.
Oh, you feel it in your spirit?
I feel it in my spirit, all down in my shanana.
I just figure you're gonna go over an hour. I'm just willing to bet you go over an hour.
Okay, Chia, because Chia, y'all know I'm honest. Y'all know I'm honest.
Oh no, we can lie sometime.
I'm not about to lie.
Sometimes you can tell a beautiful lie.
I'm not about to lie. So yes, I contacted him a little earlier, to confirm and make sure I had the right, email to send the link or whatever. And yeah, and we right here. He did respond with the
But you have to understand now, we got to be fair that the city of Street Flints are terrible. Could have ran in the pothole. We don't know. I'm just saying we got to forget this administration here lacks any comprehension that this election going on.
Chia,
Let me
you
just throw
cleared
that
up
out
evening
there.
for me. Hold on, Mickey. She said she cleared her evening for me. I'm so excited. Because Chia, listen, I want to talk about a lot of things. So I want to talk about you graduating, right? I want to talk about the work that you're doing. I want to talk about all of that. And then, I want to talk about all of this other stuff that's going on that's going to get us ready for our votes on Tuesday. But I got so much I want to talk to you about, Chia, girl. Yes, that's why I said I feel like it's going to go over an hour. So, I've been trying to keep them a little short, but I just feel like it's gonna be long and good with you. So that's what I want to do.
When the conversation is good, when it go an hour, you can't say that's bad. It's only when it go to 3 hours, I know people lying in. You know what I'm saying? That's what my granddaddy said. He said usually when people talking over an hour, they lying.
Oh,
how long was that debate? Because I caught some lies in that debate.
You caught some lies in the debate, Chia.
In that form.
Did you watch the mayoral debate? Chia, tell me how you feel about that.
Damn, I'm right here with you. I'm the co-pilot. You ain't gonna even ask me. You know I watched it.
I'm gonna ask you. I was just asking Chia because she has to type it, Mickey. You and I can talk about it right here.
Okay.
She has to type it, so I was giving her a chance to type it. Hey, start me out, Debo. Start me out.
Damn.
All right.
Okay, come on. Ask me first.
You gonna tell me how she felt about it. Okay. So Mickey, tell me how you feel about that mayoral debate.
I want to wait to see what Chia and Becky Brown gonna say.
You do? Okay.
Becky, did you watch it? Brenda, if y'all watched it, put in y'all comments. I watched it, but I don't, because they gonna say, they say I'm a Neely hater, so I can't really give my opinion. So, the cat is out the bag. I already showed who I'm behind.
You did. You had that
so they say I can't say nothing, but I'm gonna let them go. And then if they lying, I'm gonna correct them. How about we do that? I'm telling you, be in the chat lying tonight because I watched it too. Okay, how did you feel about the forum, Becky? Talk to us.
Yeah, you want to talk about the forum right here? Like you want to type it to me, or you want to wait till tomorrow? Because we can wait till tomorrow, champ. So Becky Brown said that it was a lot of misinformation. A lot of misinformation shared in the forum. Winter said Chia was there with me turning up her face. Listen, I can only imagine what her face showed. Brenda Boy said she knows I watched him and put it in the comments. Child, tell me how you felt about it, Miss Brenda. Becky Brown said I was present for the phone. Tell me about Chia told me to leave her alone. Okay. No, Chia, I'm not leaving you alone. We gonna talk about it, Chia.
Yeah, we can't. Chia, talk to us.
Chia said, I just feel that there wasn't a lot of truth or respect going on at the forum. You know what? I'm glad you said that because I do feel like the respect level was in the low, way in the low. So I feel you on that. Amazing Weaver did that thing. Becky Brown said. Brenda Boy said 15 in the comments I did. Okay. 15 seconds in the comments I did. Okay. Chia said, I was really confused. I just wanted the police to get paid. They ain't getting no checks today, though. So, thank you for saying that because, girl, when he said that, I was like, why these folks ain't nobody about to lie about not getting their money. Folks just want their money. They just want to get paid. John Scott said, the mayor forum, Eric came across good, honestly. The one in the middle had his nose growing every time he spoke. Oh.
I wonder who, hold up, wait a minute. Let me go back. I got to check and see who was in the middle because they're going to say I'm being biased.
Who was in the middle?
Who
was in the middle? Who was in the middle?
Better not be Nickelback. I'm going back to the debate because I forgot. I'll be forgetting. Now
Winter
let me
said,
don't say that. I ain't gonna say Nickelback. Who was in the middle, y'all? Because my phone tripping right now. I can't see who was in the middle.
Winter said, what she, okay.
Mm.
He said he.
It
So
was
he
Neely.
was talking about Eric because he
It
already
was
said
Neely.
so. Process of elimination says that Mayor Sheldon Neely was in the middle.
Oh, he was in the middle.
Mm-hmm. That's what they said. So Winter said he said all the officers were paid and getting the rest of their money today. Child, I heard that lie. I don't care what he said. I knew that wasn't gonna happen. Eric and Brenda Boyd said Eric and Karen did a wonderful job. They ping pong off the Lion Man. Becky Brown said, "You know who was in the middle?" Brenda Boyd said, "The short Austin Powers guy." You know what? Becky Brown said, "Yes, he was in the middle." Chia Morgan said, "I can't tell y'all who told me because they're gonna work for every department, but no police has got no coins today. Hopefully soon, man. I hope they do. I really do because listen, because give them their money.
But hold up, ain't this kind of fishy though? This what I kind of seeing kind of fishy.
Tell me, child.
All of a sudden, the Mots came through,
Mm-hmm.
allegedly. I ain't got time to be beefing with them because I don't got no beef with y'all.
Right.
I'm a good one, but
Okay.
they got 850,000, and we been had opera money to get a police bonuses and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This sound listen. Somebody helped them. Somebody up there. All of a sudden, they ain't think about last. They ain't think about 90 days ago. They
Yeah.
just came up when Eric asked for 600, but
Mm-hmm.
somehow they came out with 850.
Chia said, I think Mr. Mays handled himself very well and a lot. No.
What he ain't gave up, Winters.
He said, she said, I think Mr. Mays handled himself very well, and a lot of his haters had to put some respect on his name. I feel it. Eric Mays spoke facts and called Sheldon out. Becky Brown said, well, well, well. Neely done gave up something. Gave up something like what, Chell?
Half of about 85% of Flint.
Something to get something.
But can I tell you something?
What? Tell me, Chell.
When they say, and I'm just using this, I'm just using this metaphorically. Let me use this metaphorically.
Uh-huh.
When the devil come time to collect on that check,
oh, he coming.
Full he coming to collect on that check.
Oh, yes, sir.
Oh, when he come and collect, oh boy. Mm. Oh, but listen, this is what I find strange. But I'm not gonna say nothing.
Okay, tell me. No, say what you gonna say.
In this political field, it's just funny to me. I'm just gonna tell you this. I'm not calling out nobody saying nothing.
Okay.
And I need my man Tony Wiggers on this. It's just funny to me that the people that saying they're going against, let's just say, they you fighting for Flint. Mm-hmm. How you fighting for Flint? Then you be standing with motherfuckers that's destroying Flint.
Man.
I ain't talking about in Flint. I'm talking about in government. I didn't watch when Gretchen came here. I even seen people throw pictures up with them with Dana Nessel. But you going down there to fight for me in Lansing. Let's make it make sense.
Yeah.
See, what I don't want the people to do is get fooled by these so-called, you know what I'm saying? They sitting up here putting these pictures up. They standing with the same people to poison Flint. Mm-hmm. I mean, that should be a kick in the face. Mm-hmm. I love to see. I love to see when they do that. See, because you know what I'm saying. I'm starting to notice some things. I hear everybody always saying God with them. A lot of their stuff ain't prospering because God is not with that. But I'll leave that for another subject.
Listen, I say this all the time. Y'all gonna quit blaming that bullshit on God. Mm-hmm. For real. Y'all gonna stop doing that. God ain't did none of that. Y'all better stop blaming that on him.
And this was crazy. In one breath, they call a person fake. All these people fake now because they fake. They wasn't fake prior to you, but they fake now. Oh, these sellout. I'm gonna tell you. I saw a sellout call somebody else a sellout today. I damn near fell out.
Good child. Let me tell you something. And I'm glad you expounded on that because here's the thing for me is you forget who who even helped you to get some of the places that you did, and then you want to talk your shit about them like for real. And let me tell you something, y'all. I ain't one of the people that won't name names because I will, because it don't make me.
I don't.
Who gonna whoop me? That's how I feel about it. I will. I'll say how I feel, and I'm gonna say, cause why not? I'm not into sneak dissing. I'm not into none of that. And so, and I feel like the same thing with me. If you gonna call me out on something I did, say my name. Shit, let me know you talking about me, so that I can either address it or I can let it go. But don't sneak diss me. Don't do it behind my back. So don't throw a rock and hide your hand, because I feel like I put myself out here on this platform, right, for people to critique me and feel how they feel about me, right? And it is what it is. I don't address everything, but it's some things I do address. You know what I'm saying? You got a right to feel how you feel about me, and it don't make me no difference. Because let me tell you something. What I'm gonna do? I know that I'm not doing anything wrong. I know that I'm not lying on anybody. I know that I'm not being fake with nobody. I'm gonna tell you right now, I ain't never been fake with nobody. I'm not. If I don't like you, I don't like you. If I don't deal with you, I don't deal with you. Mickey can tell you right now, because he called me mean all the time. Mickey called me Satan sometimes. He say I'm mean, but it's not that. If I'm not vibing with you, I'm just not vibing with you, and I'm not gonna be fake about it, right? If you're doing something I don't like, I'm gonna say it. If you don't like it, if you don't like my delivery, or you don't like how I'm doing it, you ain't gotta deal with me. That don't listen. I don't be tripping about that, y'all. That really don't make me no difference. I'm sure to God.
And what Becky brought, I feel you on that. Becky said, I was at the liquor store and seeing the Jesus hat. That's why Becky brought, I really can't go for that. At the same places, they'll tell you Jesus, they'll sell you stuff Jesus tell you not to do. I'm just, I'm just, I'm just, because I love when they say, God talked to me last night and told me this. He told you some messy stuff, huh? Because it really be messy shit that they be doing. God talked to them, but it's some messy shit they doing.
Well, who is God talking to? Is God really talking to you? You listening to the right voice? Because them voices in your head ain't always God.
I'll be thinking them voices and some other shit. I just ain't gonna throw nothing out there. But ain't nobody, that's your old madness. That when they be doing, I'm just saying it's something, man, we got to do better though. I just like, I understand that. That's why I feel bad, because what I did like about the mayoral reform, because I got off subject for a minute, was that how we even got to explain her stuff. People want to still try to accuse her. Like that's crazy. And the man in the middle was the one said she stole. Like all these things, she had to address that. But what I'm mad about, that the man in the middle didn't have to address it, because you put it out there.
Yeah. She said the thing is, I'm not here to bash anyone, but I want what's best for my city. And if it's not happening, I'm gonna speak my displeasure. As you should. You definitely should, because why wouldn't you? Like seriously. Let me see. Becky Brown said, y'all watch the Players Club, so Flint will give up something, right? John Scott said he did mention naming streets after people's statuses and naming a fire station after someone, as well as their accomplishments in 2.5 years, all while sitting on 94 million for 17 months. Ooh, you better say it, sir.
But listen, did you see that's his highlight?
Both show every day. Absolutely.
But did you see that? That's the hype. I saw one of his flyers, but it was nothing on there saying about the water was fixed.
Oh, nothing.
He don't want that as a highlight.
Not at all. Becky Brown said, I was just at the liquor store and seen the Jesus hat.
Yeah, I read that.
God said, Jesus said, didn't say not to drink. He said, don't be a drunkard. That's true. The boy said, why the shell didn't read the Grammys when the music was in hospital? That's a good question.
You must got something.
Them church folks be in the groups. Listen, I can only imagine. I'm not in those groups. My temperament is not correct for that. I can't even do it. I know that always get in the groups. I'll be like, nope, not doing it. Yeah, them church folks, I ain't even doing it. Y'all, so So tell me, how do y'all feel about the so y'all been seeing, y'all got to see the state rep forum. Did you guys see that? I know the feed was kind of crazy. However, you did get to hear them a bit. Coming on here, if you got to see them, you got to see. Well, y'all see Rich Jones all the time, so you got to see Trevor a couple times. You guys got to see Thomas James Harris Jr. And y'all seen Dewan before and all of that. How y'all feel about that race? Anything? What about you, Mick? Oh, Mick, you don't want to talk about that? Y'all see how he act? He just cut up about me not asking him about the form, not asking him about this. Now he silent Bob. Y'all see how Mick act? He ain't gonna keep picking and choosing on me which one he do. Oh, okay.
Did you get my answer?
I see it.
Okay.
I see it.
Okay, that's where I'm at with. On the Democratic side of the game.
Oh, I'm not a Democrat or Republican.
I helped mine. I helped mine as long as I could. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
No, good brother Bo. This on the Democratic side. Nah, it's brother Bolo. This on the Democratic side. Trevor on the Republican side. Because
no,
she asked me about.
I'm not asking just on the Democratic side.
Okay.
I'm asking all the way around.
That was a loaded question.
It's not loaded.
But on the Democratic side, of the game, I'm gonna go with I wish I could have seen more of Brother Thomas. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna try to put a block on him.
Yeah, I could have seen him, but like I said, from what I'm just telling you, the two that I've been seeing doing their thing has been Trevor and Dewan. You know what I'm saying? But I saw Thomas late.
Tony, wait a minute. Tony said, "Excuse me, Speaking Spell didn't show up." I'm not sure who Speaking Spell is. Bolo said, "I actually feel Trevor is a good candidate in my eyes." Okay. John Scott said, "School board meeting was a fired up mess. I can only imagine."
Oh, that was today?
Chia Morgan said, Brenda Boyd said, Chia Morgan, no, not you, LOL. The motor was okay. Chia said, I do like Trevor, but you can't split your ballot in the primary. Right.
Understandable.
Jaleel.
So, what was that today? Peace and blessings. I'm recognizing. You can read it.
Recognizing that when the fight for justice is in the fourth quarter, all the ones who started the fight and left the game. That when the fight for justice is in the fourth quarter. Okay, I'm gonna start that over. Peace and blessings. I'm recognizing that when the fight for justice is in the fourth quarter with a few minutes left, all the ones who started the fight have left the game. The fight for justice is intentional, not selective. Those wanting to be selective, don't be upset when we select to let you fight on your own. What? Man, Jaleel, say what you're saying. I get it, but say it not so complicated. Who you talking about? What are you talking about? Chia said Tony Wiggins log off. You struck. Tony Wiggins is silly. John Scott said the last one. Got it. Chia said who left the game. I'm trying to find out. I don't know. I'm asking them to simplify that for me because I'm not really sure what's up with that.
Let me see. He said who left the game. Maybe you know what? Maybe Dewan was at that today. Maybe he was at. If that's what that was, you know what I'm saying.
I would like to say that, but no, I got a text from him. It ain't that. I'm gonna move forward.
Okay. Move forward. Okay.
We're gonna move forward.
Okay.
Yeah. We're gonna move forward.
That was my bad. I had the background on. My bad.
Oh no, it's okay. We're gonna move forward. John South said the last one who left the game. I don't know. I'm hoping that that Jaleel will clear that up for me because I'm not really sure exactly who he's talking about, what he's talking about, and I would like to. So Jaleel, if you can simplify for a player.
I got a question for you.
Go for it. Go for it.
Didn't Neely select some them people that's on the board? Can anybody answer that question for me? Didn't Neely select like pick some of the board members? So what's going on?
Mm. I can't answer that for you, but I thought so. Chia said I've been on these front lines a long time and ain't leaving. I heard that. Jaleel said Rich Jones and Trevor Berryhill have been the only candidates that I've heard a tangible action plan from. You heard a cool. I'm gonna let that ride. John Scott said, "Did anyone attend Eric's first World Forum today, or is there a video of it?" So I wasn't off working time, and I did not. And then I had to do this at 6, so I don't know if it lasted over that. I did not get to see it, unfortunately. I wished like I said, I had already had this planned out. It's been planned out for a minute, so no, unfortunately, I wasn't. Hopefully, there is some type of video or something that I can see and that we all can watch, because I haven't. So fingers crossed there is something out there for it. Or if somebody attended, throw it in the chat and tell us how it was and what happened. Yeah, yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna go with this. The two I want to see in the general. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
go ahead and go with Trevor and Dewan. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that's just my pick. If people mad at me and hate me for that shit, I've been hated for less.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would love to see in the general. Just my opinion.
I'm going to bow out from this one gracefully. I can't vote in it anyway, so I'm going to bow out from this one gracefully.
You can do that. I'm just saying that's them the two I would go for. I mean, just I would love to see go for.
No, I feel it. I feel it.
Yeah,
All I'm saying is I'm going to bow out of this one gracefully. I'm not.
but I'm not gonna say Thomas didn't. I did like some stuff out of Thomas. I can't lie to you. You know what I'm saying? I wish we would have got to him earlier. You know what I'm saying? But
Chia
you
said,
know,
we was going to be honest. He's going to do that. You're right. Jaleel said, my comment is referring to the fight for John Fleming and Kiera Howe. We started with 10 to 12 people involved, and as the results continue to be snail paced, many have left the fight, and there are about 4 people left. It happens. It absolutely happens. But you know what, Jaleel? So here's the thing, though. It's not just like fights for justice. It's not for fights about injustice. It's not fights about anything at all like that. It's always like that, whether it's good or bad. It's people that's just gonna drop off, period. But listen, I have learned in my little ripe old age of 40 and 5, so motherfucking what? Keep pressing. And if you're gonna continue to be bothered by what who doesn't show up, you missing the whole point. You just got to keep fighting your fight. You just got to keep pressing forward. It doesn't matter who drops off, because who matters matters. Who doesn't matter, so what? You know where they stand at. You know what I'm saying? So it's not really. I feel it. Like, I understand. You starting with that many people and then they dropped off or whatever. Because I know that I came to. I was in attendance to the first gathering that you all had at the church. I wasn't able to continue coming. However, that doesn't mean that I'm not standing with you just because I'm not always able to be there. However, I get where you're going with that and who you talking about. It makes more sense to me now. I got it. And who you talking about. But hey, really, in all honesty, though, if you really think about it, Jaleel, let's be real. That's their character. It's been like that. That's what they do with everything. So, and I digress. Chia said, I don't even want to talk about that race. Y'all know I'm conflicted because I like my girl. I just have my reservations, but I'll never bash her. People fight in different ways. Right, 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 right.
they do. They do. I won't knock that. But my thing is this, and I'm gonna just say this again, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't care how this is gonna offend. Man, you have a sitting mayor. If you ain't got a sitting mayor that can't come out and make a public statement about the John Fleming, okay, I don't know if he did or didn't. I'm just saying. That's when
Wow.
you ask, and that's when you asking for leadership. Reason Flynn is so dysfunction because it's the leadership. When you get good leadership back in office, it'll come up out of this chaos. You know what I'm saying? Right now, we in the chaos.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Jaleel said, I'm just expressing my mind. We will continue, though. Absolutely, as
You
you should.
support,
Chia
keep the
said,
fight going.
Chia said, and there are some only there because or when the camera is on. You got to know the difference. Now, look, Chia, you done said something there, child. And look here, I done said this a million times. I just don't have no room for nobody that all anytime I see you is just because the lights, camera, and action, you know. You know what I'm saying? I don't like it that you show up only when there's a camera involved. And let me tell you what else I don't like. When the camera is involved, you make it all about you when you're not actually addressing the issue and or addressing the people that helped you get to right there where you at. Listen, I'm just telling y'all what I know. And I will. Listen, I done been there. I done seen all of that stuff, and I've continued to see it. I've been working with people that have done that, and I think that's a shitty move. I think it's really crass of people to do that, and I think it's really sad that people will forever just play on somebody else's plight because the spotlight shouldn't be you. Don't play on my plight, and I don't feel like that the plight of your people should be the reason why you get some shine. I just don't. But hey, whatever. People feel how they feel. They're gonna continue to support who they support. And if you want to keep supporting them fake ass suckers, then you do just that. Because I can only listen. Birds flock with birds. Snakes flock with snakes. That's all I'm saying. Um, Chia said, "Today is not my day. Let me shut up." No, you ain't never gotta shut up, Chia. It's open. Everybody talk. As long as ain't nobody being super disrespectful, I'm good.
Yeah, I believe in being peaceful, but you can express yourself. We ain't trying to diss nobody. I'm not
Dewan,
dissing nobody.
do you see Dewan?
I see Jaleel say, "You want
Uh-uh.
to read
No,
it?"
it's Dewan on. He's asking, do you see him?
No, I don't see him.
He said he's waiting to join. I'm gonna move on while he's in there. This is the one day I'm a hush. Well, he got to show up to see his day, don't he? Anywho, Jaleel said, I agree. However, we keep hearing unity and group operation. There is a unity in doing things one's way and not opening the way for all to take part of it. Um, but again, but again, Jaleel, I mean, that's just how it goes, right? And if we, here's my thing about it. I think me personally, I just don't want to waste that much time giving a motherfucker all that space to rent in my mind about them not doing what I need them to do when I can just move forward and I'll just move with the people that's moving with me, right? Because I just feel like I'm not about to give that no type of I'm just not giving you that energy. That's just me personally. I just ain't, I'll call it, I'll say what I say about it, and then I'll move on. I'm not gonna keep harping on it. But that's just me personally. I'm just saying, I just personally can't give it all that energy. It ain't worth it. I got bigger fish to fry. Obviously, a bigger thing going on. So I ain't giving that no attention. People want that attention too, right? It's so crazy because they be wanting that attention. That's what's crazy. I'm blocking you. Derek Smart said you got some fake activists. Yeah, there are a lot of fake activists. Absolutely, absolutely. Let me see. It moved on me, y'all. I'm sorry. Jaleel said I agree. However, we keep. Oh no, I read that already. I'm sorry. Jaleel said, whenever we use people suffering for advantage and gain, they are no better than the people we are fighting against. Absolutely. Right. That's for real. Um, She is saying some people come to meetings and say, I don't want to do it this way. I don't have time to dedicate, but hey, I can talk to this person, etc. They still contributed. Liv said, I get that, Sister Sitar. I'm with you 100. Um, my mother said, how is it his day? He's not here to take advantage of his day. No shade. I'm just curious. Did something prevent him from being there? Um, I don't know. Brenda Boy said, Chia Morgan, I have a question. What do you have to do to become an activist? Ooh, you know what, Brenda? You can save that for her. She is going to be on to listen, y'all. Chia Morgan is going to be on here tomorrow with me at 6 o'clock, y'all. We can ask her all kind of questions. We can find out all kinds of things from Miss Chia tomorrow. I'm so excited about that. Becky Brown said, so Brenda, put a pin in that and bring that question tomorrow. Bring that question tomorrow. Becky Brown said, each person nearly persuaded the people to take over his seat always work against the people of Flint. Oh, she said she'll answer tomorrow. Mickey said, what's you all's thoughts about that $300? Ooh, child. Ooh, that $300, child. I gotta wait. I might have something else for tomorrow. Because she is being interviewed tomorrow. Brenda, what do you mean? I'm sorry. I ain't trying to be rude, but I'm saying, what do you mean? She being interviewed tomorrow. Those are questions that we have for her tomorrow. So she can answer tomorrow. Um, yeah. Oh, she said too much to type, Brenda. Derek Smart said that 300 was just a give me another chance stipend. Brenda said they can keep it, and I'm appalled. You should be appalled, Brenda. Seriously, you absolutely should be. That 300 was really, it was a slap in the face for real. And Derek, it just another chance. Just give me another chance. Like, well, he needed to come better than that. Hell, I listen. His gas prices, he need more than $300. Give him another chance, right? I think the word you're looking for is appalled. Appalled. My mom said the 300 was to make it look like he was trying to help the people. Child, yeah, I got that's what Derek was saying too. Just give me another chance, give me another turn, and trying to make it. Yeah, but I think people. I hope people have had enough of that, right? I hope people have had enough of that silliness, and they're just. I hope they're tired of the I'm gonna give you what I want you to have instead of what you want. That's like you asking for somebody asking you, hey, what you want for your birthday? And you say, I want a blue scarf. And they buy you a red pair of socks. Now, damn it, that ain't even in the area that I asked you to buy me something in. And if you was just gonna give me what you wanted me to have, then why the hell you asking? I'm just saying. That's how I feel about it. And I hope that Flint is tired of that. I hope Flint is ready to say, I'm tired of you giving me what you want me to have and not what I deserve and not what we're supposed to have. Because clean water is a human right. We should not have to be living with dirty water for damn near 9 years. It shouldn't. It should not even be a question. It should not even be a thought. And shame on this person that claims to be in Flint and be to live in the city of Flint and be the mayor of this great city of Flint and not doing anything to make sure that it is safe and it is great. I'm just saying. But hey, I'm just me, right? Brenda Boyd said, I was told the gatekeeper doesn't know if they're supporting Neely anymore. I don't know. Jaleel said Linda Poley stated that the 300 was unfairly being distributed and it left out renters who paid into their water bills through their rent to the landlords. Now that's terrible. That's awful. I mean, if you rent, you paying the water bill too. I mean, it's not like the water bill is not in your name, right? Because you have to go to them with your lease, right? So you still paying a water bill. I think that's silly. Um, don't don't pay attention to the man behind the curtain. Said the great eyes. I mean the great nickel. You know what? You and Arthur Woodson. um, Linda Foley is a nearly is her, oh my, okay. I don't know that lady like that. But right. Um, I know that I know that Flint should be tired. And they should be tired of being tired. And they should be tired of this foolishness that's going on. That's all I'm saying. Um, it's a lot. And it's time for a change, and it's time for us to take the city back. We need to demand to have the city back, and we need to put somebody in place that's going to make our demands be heard, and gonna follow out with them as much as they can, and then go and demand it from somebody else to help us do it. That's all I'm saying. Like we just have to do that, and we need to have educated votes, right? We need to think about it. We need to make sure that we are doing our research and the right things. Well, looky. You on mute.
Right, right. I'm sorry. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. How you doing?
I'm great. How about you?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you. Can y'all hear Duane?
Man,
Welcome.
just welcome. Oh man, just coming in from out there. We had a couple clinics today, and was out there kind of doing some canvassing, but things ran a little over today. But we are here live in effect.
Well, good. Well, good. So, Mr. Robinson, tell us what's been going on. How's the campaign?
Man, just kind of working. That's what we've been doing. Just campaigning, and we got some different things that we're looking to do. We're doing GOTV this week, so we got to get out to vote. Trying to activate folks to go ahead and vote, make sure that they be present, have a voice at the table. All those different things and initiatives, man, to make sure that we moving our community forward with sound leadership. So all week long, man, we just trying to push everybody to go down there to City Hall. You go down there, take advantage of early voting, EV. You can do that every Monday through Friday, and also this Saturday too. We got some special things going on taking place this weekend that we look to go ahead and charge folks up down that way. So just trying to make sure, man, that we get everybody a part of this community. We only vote 14% in the city, which is unacceptable. So we have to make sure that we have a strong voter percentage. We got people ready to engage. We got people with ideas and concepts and getting behind people that's in office to hold them accountable to make sure they get that work done. So that's what we're pushing all week long.
Okay. Speaking of accountability, with the position that you are vying to hold, what type of accountability do you have, like accountability plans in place as it relates to like the water and things like that you can do? Because I know it's a city issue. However, the state holds some fault in that as well.
Oh yeah, I think the state is ultimately at fault at this, right? When you're talking about the state of Michigan, you're talking about
Yeah.
Rick Snyder, you're talking about also his staff, and even folks in Flint who made that switch to the Flint River. Everybody's held accountable and have been complicit with the water crisis. So we talking about really holding folks accountable. We talking about holding the state accountable. As it relates to the city of Flint, man, the city of Flint has not got a fair shake out of any of this with the water crisis. When you talk about service lines have been messed up, house lines have been messed up, people property has lost value. We lost nine people through the Legionnaire disease. So when you look at it, man, just because they made the decision to save money, but then also when you look at the emergency manager law, man, that goes into urban communities like Pontiac, Detroit, Flint, Saginaw, and take over your resources and hold your elected officials hogtied, and they won't be able to make no decisions for the people. It's just a really big disservice for those communities that's looking to find themselves out of financial ruins, but kind of build themselves back up. So we talk about accountability, man. We have to make sure that the state of Michigan understands that they have to hold themselves accountable. So Gretchen, we need her to really step up and do what's necessary to make sure Flint residents is whole. This settlement amount has not been favorable for Flint, but we didn't have the right representation at the table. They even spoke about the needs of Flint. What we should have to do is put a value on life for us and say like what we expect, what we need, what we say for traumatizing our community emotionally, physically, mentally, right? We should put a cost on that, and instead of the other way around, instead giving us a cost for our lives. So that's one thing that we want to take definitely hold account for the state. But then also, man, we pay the highest water rates in the country. Man, we paying $52 before we even use water. But then y'all folks out there, my Moors and the outer counties, man, they paying $100 for 3 months. We used to pay that back in the day, but we have had no relief on for these last couple of years, just paying these high water bills for water we can't use. So we just got to get real serious and say, like, I know we was activists on the ground, and saying like, man, we need to make sure we get supported, but we need to make sure that we change policy, create some ideas, create some opportunities, raise some resolutions to be able to address those surface rates, to be able to look at how we privatize the water, just like how Nestle is doing and selling it back to us. We need to be able to sell this water to our friends in California, Las Vegas. They drying up out there, and we surrounded by bodies of water. So we got to be innovative of how we doing things. We can alleviate water bills for everybody in Michigan if we did it right. You just have to make sure folks at the table understand that, but then put a plan of action that's going to be beneficial for the people that can benefit from it.
What makes you the right candidate for this position?
Oh, so what I feel, man, right now, man, it's definitely a change. I've been, working with those folks in Lansing. I've been working with, different legislators all throughout the state. But when you talk about qualifications and the reason why, I have, public policy experience, not only at that level, but we need somebody at the table, man, that's not going, um, be light with folks, man, who continue to keep make a mockery out this city, but then also diplomatic enough to get things done. And like I've always, worked with people, whether it be my adversaries or just in general, just people, man, just trying to make a difference for communities alike. So whether we in Flint, whether we in other communities, we all got somewhat similar the same issues, right? And when I'm out there in the rural communities, they dealing with some of the same issues too. When you talk about crime, they dealing with drugs, they dealing with mental issues, they dealing with the same thing that we dealing with Flint. What we have to do is really kind of make that make sense for communities and say, hey, these are some of the things that we can agree on, and say, hey, this is where we can work and write legislation to be able to present, enact as bills. But these are the things that we can really do, and we're not just talking about just some good ideas, great things that people want to hear. We talking about the work that we actually doing right now that we can get done today. And so when you talk about what's best, electability factors is always key. Who can sit at the table, who can make stuff think, who's done work before, right? You got to understand, like, what have you done to be able to say, hey, you should be in this position to represent for folks. And if you haven't had that experience to represent folks on any different level, whether it be in advocacy, whether it be in public policy, whether it be on committees, because that's where a lot of the work is done at the committee level, then I think that plays a part in the decision making for folks in Flint.
Do
But
you?
then more or less,
Oh, I'm sorry. Go. Keep going.
I'm just saying more or less, man. I'm a resident just like everybody else. I've been here in this community, working in this community. I've seen the many transitions that we've been going through, and so I think now it's a thing of saying we need that grassroots feel. We need somebody at the table that can really go ahead and shake things up. We need some vision. What we need some new blood, and that's what even our elders is telling us. So I think we kind of hit the mark on those things, and that's why I feel like we're the best. Well, I feel like I'm the best candidate for this season.
So there was a question that came into me, and says, how will we know? How will we know if you are elected to Lansing that you will be timely for the votes?
Say it again.
How will we know if you are elected to Lansing that you will be timely for voting?
How would we know if I'll be tallying for voting?
Hmm.
When I say the seriousness of Flint, man, you better be on time. You better be present to vote. We don't have no time to waste. We can't just, miss votes. We can't be present. We not in a position to even feel like that, right? So, I wouldn't even play with y'all. The thing is this, man. I'm always there anyway. I'm there on the ground. We did a number of activity. We had a lot of activity today. I'm always present, and I think when you talk about fighting for people, when you talk about being there present to be there to vote on federal water programs, to talk about education, right? Those key things, those key issues that we've been dealing with for a long time. You have to be present for the people. You have to be ready to vote, but not only just be ready to vote, you have to prepare legislation to be enacted as law. You have to be working on those committees and being engaged. You have to have your ear to the community. You have to understand the plight of the people. And so that's what we do day in, day out. So, of course, if I wouldn't be present, I wouldn't even waste my time nor yours for even running for this position.
So it was a two-part question. So the second part of the question was, you are very boisterous on your issues. How will you show diplomacy with those who do not agree with you often or ever?
I would say I'm just direct and bold. I think that's just something that we have to be. A lot of times, you get a lot of circle talking. You know I have a background in nonprofit, so I used to hear that all the time. My thing is this, man. When we sit at these tables, man, we got to be serious about what we need to get done. And so, we can talk, we can communicate, we can conversate, but be diplomatic enough to get things pushed through. And I think, for me, yeah, you might see me in a boisterous tone. You might see me out there representing with a little fire, but you're going to need that. At the same time, I'm very diplomatic enough to sit down with folks, understand, where people different perspectives is coming from, but then also work in concert to move the community forward. At the end of the day, man, this Michigan is ran by Republicans. This is a Republican legislator, so it's gonna take some conversations. It's gonna take some talks. It's gonna take some understandings to get what we want in Flint.
Okay. So Terrence said, will you write legislation to get more police presence on the north side of Flint and high crime areas in our city?
You know what, T, I'm more like too, man. I'm big on activating those areas. Like I'm big on activating the neighborhood. Like those, when we in these areas, man, we can definitely have police presence. I think that's always there. At the same time, man, we need to activate the neighborhood. We invest in the people. I know we do a lot of work in those areas, those high crime areas with the Urban Peace Corps. The whole thing is, man, really seeing what the need is. A lot of times it's miscommunication. Folks are just retaliating. People have issues with one another. You have to be able to get those groups out there who can work with the folks that's out there perpetuating the crimes. Say, listen, man, to get understanding with them. It's just like when folks was when we was coming up back in the day. We had issues with different areas and situations. We had to sit down. We had real sit downs, real conversations, because it's something that we want on this side and it's something that they want on that side. So we had to come to the medium, right? And then at the end of the day, man, the crime happened to an individual, to one person, happened to this whole community. So it's a thing of having conversations with folks, and we yell at, hey, yeah, we yell Black Lives Matter, but it's got to matter to us first. And so you have to understand that we can't just be tearing this community down. We can't be killing each other. At the end of the day, it starts with us. Crime is perpetuated in the vicinity of those who live in the area. So it's not black on black crime, because just as well as black on black, it's white on white. But we have to go ahead and know how to value one another and care for each other. But we have to have resources too as well, because crime and criminal activity is connected to a lack of. Folks don't have no vision. See, the environment is down, right? The frequency is low. If I don't have no money in my pocket and I have children that's crying and want to eat, a lot of times you find yourself in a predicament where you have to, respond. But if we can alleviate those issues and alleviate those crunches, really, like I said, invest in people, give opportunity. When you got opportunities going on, you're not worried about crime. I understand the reason why they're not engaging in activities, because they got too much going on right now. They busy. They doing a lot of work. They doing some real constructive work. That's what we need them to be doing. Same thing with these young people out here. We have to give them opportunities. We have to create structures. Use some of those dollars. I know we give 32 million to the Genesee County Sheriff Department annually. Like some of those dollars can be used for community impact, right? Training, right? Giving them skilled trades, right? Putting them in position for those entrepreneurs and those small business, build capacity with them. We got to look at different ways other than just really getting a lot of police out here on the street, which we kind of see what happens with that all the time. Looking at alternative ways too.
Did your have your views changed a bit from there? Because do you still think that defunding the police is the way to go in using community?
I mean, I always, feel like, we don't police budgets be large, right? I always think, we can always do other appropriate dollars to other initiatives. I'm always big with that. I see these initiatives work in action in tandem. I see the impact that's made when we take a few dollars from those different budgets and put them into activating like the neighborhood stations and neighborhood group, right? Those folks that's out there on the ground, giving them the resources to be able to build out and have structures in those areas and continue to build out with the people. I've seen the impact of that. It's been phenomenal, and not even just in Flint. I'm talking about in Detroit. We're talking about down there in Atlanta. We're talking about LA. It's like different initiatives that folks is doing to say, hey, this is what we can do when the community comes together. We got to have a community plan. It's a community public safety plan. With us being the leads of that plan. Yeah, we'll still have police, we'll still have police, presence around the way. But at the end of the day, this is our community. We want to make sure that we're protecting the community. There are communities that's operating without police. Because they understand, hey, we understand how valuable our community is. We have an economy that's booming in this community. Hey, we want to make sure that all our elders feel protected. They feel like they don't have, to be scared about, coming outside and doing all these different things because we are protecting each other. And it's a mindset that we have to embody. And a lot of times you have to heal the trauma because we traumatize people, especially living in Flint. And, we have come up in these certain circumstances that we feel a certain type of way. But at the same time, it's like, man, we can change that. We got to change the narrative. We got to change a number of things, how we see each other. And then that'll actually eliminate a lot of the crime and the issues. And so we want to look at those different alternative ways, those initiatives. So I'm always looking at how we can kind of use our dollars in the best way possible, effective and efficiently.
Jaleel said, "How will you develop the relationships needed with other representatives in order to get something done that you want done?"
Yeah, you got to be diplomatic enough to meet the interests of other communities, right? And that's what I was saying when we go into these rural areas. I spend a lot of time out in the rural areas, and a lot of times they're talking about the same things that we're talking about in Flint. And so the way that you make it make sense with them is, you connect with the residents out that way, and also the representatives of those areas, and then we write legislation that's going to affect and benefit both areas, right? We ain't going to agree on the same things, and communities different, but there are some different connections that we do have the same issues and ills that Flint is facing, that other communities in Michigan is facing, that doesn't look like ours.
She has said, "Will you remain the president of Black Lives Matter? Do you think it's a step stool or a conflict of interest?"
I think more or less that's we actually we continue to keep moving, just doing what we're doing in general, but that's a forever thing. Whether I'm president or whether I'm not president, I'm always going to be engaged in the movement, right? Always, this is lifetime, so I don't necessarily have to be president to continue to make impact. I think I could be a supporter anyway, necessary for the national, the local, statewide, whatever's necessary. So, however, strategically, however, the team is looking to move. That's how we'll move it. So, regardless of any though, I don't even now. Um, it's not necessarily a thing if I'm in that seat or not. I represent Black lives. I'm always going to be about Black lives, and Whether I'm at the state, I'm still representing Black Lives, right? It just may be somebody else in the seat here locally, but we would still be supporting the efforts here on the ground.
Mhm. Where do you stand with? Do you have a plan to? Um, because I know again a lot of this will be county and city, but do you have a plan to work with the county and city as it relates to the police and mental health? Because I think there's a disconnect, and we always just want to do the minimum when it comes to people in mental health and they have those issues. Do you have a plan for that?
Yeah, no, it would definitely be, of course, as always, county, local, county, and state, right? City, county, and state. We definitely be working together. We're working with the Board of Commissioners, Genesee County Commissioners right now, different initiatives and legislation for Flint residents. So I think when we look at it, we have to go ahead and utilize the resources that we have at every level, right? I know the city has dollars and funds right now. They have about 74 million in the coffers. I know the county has dollars just based off the demographics of Flint, and the state need to make sure that we kick in at those levels to be able to support the county and the city. So you have to have those each level working together in tandem to be able to support the constituents. And so that conversation and that work is going on already, right? We do that on a regular already. So now we'll be having access and having a point of contact, but then we have a little more resources to make these initiatives push through.
Have you thought about or maybe even I don't know how this would work, but this is just how my squirrely mind works because I am one of those people that um, I, mental health is very important to me. As you know, I've always been that person. And mental health has always been important to me, and just like maybe having working with someone to implement like mindfulness programs because I don't think we do enough of that of being present and being mindful. Just even mindfulness programs for people because we have
Hmm.
trauma going on. There's a lot of things going on, and we don't have. We're not still and we're not present and we're not doing anything to just to be mindful of things. You thought about any programs or anything like that?
Hmm. Yeah, we actually doing that right now. Actually, we had a special opportunity this year with Juneteenth to kick off the healing circles. We had to deal with 500 years of trauma. Understand that we've been traumatized for 500 years, and even with the water crisis, with the pandemic, right? And then you had the epidemic, with the water crisis, but then the pandemic with the public health issue with coronavirus. So we always being traumatized. We always in a crisis state of mind. We have to deal with that. One of my things is talking about holistic healing. And yeah, we talk about really taking it there and having those real conversations, breaking down those barriers, and really taking time to heal because a lot of this mental health issues that we do deal with is because we have trauma that has never been addressed. We have never did anything about it. We losing people day in, day out. People and friends that I lost coming up in this city, but never took the time out to go see a psychologist and never see a counselor. Just always try to do these things on your own and try to persevere through it all. But at the end of the day, man, we do need to have some real help, real concentrated help. And so the healing circles, the holistic healing circles, but just dealing with our trauma and being effective, right? Dealing with professionals. I've actually been seeing a therapist. I've been seeing psychologists, and then, these are things that I probably would never been open to before, man. But I think it's because I need that, right? I can see the difference. I can see a lot of those layers, coming off, and I see a issue. I can see a little clearer on different things, and I'm not just kind of so I guess what I'm saying, just kind of like just had this built callous because that's just how we are coming up in the city. But it's really breaking down those things and really getting the real help that we need to have, and then else just us helping each other, right? Us really just really banding together as one, understanding that we are trying to heal this community. So of course, mental health issues is where we need to address. We'll have holistic initiatives in place. We have the healing circles that we started during Juneteenth this year, which was very successful. Right? I think we broke a number of chains at that time, man, and and we still loving on each other. So we're looking to implement those every month, not just um, during Juneteenth, but every month we should be having that same frequency with each other because we energy people. And I think when we get back to those things and utilize some strategies that helps builds our frequency within each other, brings our awareness up in this community, right? Raises us our vibration, and then we be operating and doing the supernatural things. And I think that's where we want to get to. And actually, that's one of my key components during this course, during this campaign, even during the mission. When we take it to the state and really taking a really serious look at how we can implement that in communities alike.
So my mom saying, how do you make enough sense to people so they want to get involved in taking care of their own village?
Come on, man. That's where it count, man. We be asking and waiting on folks to do stuff for us, man. We cannot wait on nobody to do anything for us. And if we had that mindset, then we're gonna be set. We're gonna be set in the same ways that we have always been. Like this is our community. Like when we see blight in our neighborhood, like in our area when we live at, and we see, like on Martin Luther King when they not cutting that, when the land bank is not cutting that grass and they leaving that stuff looking crazy over there, then we have to go out there and chop that stuff down. We not waiting on them to be giving us 2 cuts a year. Like this grass ain't growing like weeds everywhere. It's a do for self mentality. That's what the Panthers told us back in the day. Like, man, we can't be waiting on folks to do nothing for us, and we shouldn't want nobody to do nothing for us. We shouldn't just ask somebody. That's just like sitting on our behind waiting on people to just work and do, feed us, right, and take care of us, right. When we have all the amped abilities to do for ourselves, right. It's a spirit that we have to carry. Our ancestors never waited on nobody. We are the original contributors to civilization. So empower yourself. Anybody, if you don't work, you don't eat. We can't complain. We don't vote. Don't be crying about nothing, right? We voting 14% of the city, and we got all these ills taking place. But then we wonder why stuff ain't, happening. We wonder why elected officials is doing whatever they want to do. People in cities look at that. The state look at that. When they see that you got a low voter turnout, they ain't quick to go ahead and address those issues. And y'all got to know that. So when we ain't supporting and stepping up for ourselves, who gonna step up and support us? Right, even with this mission, doing the whole movement with the Black Lives, right? It's a whole thing about doing for ourselves. We ain't waiting on no police to sit up here and take care of us or protect us. No, we protect the borders, we protect our own communities because this is our community. We live here, right? You, if you can take care of your property, you can take care of your neighborhood. You want to make sure that you show that initiative. We try to show these young men around here in this community, hey, you need to take responsibility for your own community. Let's start with your own house, with your own home, where you live at. Let me be starting with your own room, right? That's why I teach my son, my daughter all day long. I'm not coming in there and cleaning up, and I got to clean up and cut the grass and go do all this stuff at all these other buildings. And, I'll be tired too. But it's a responsibility that we all got to play a part. It's a village, and we got to get back to the village mindset of saying, each one teach one. We all play a part in this, right? Our elders pass this knowledge down. We need our elders to make it for us young people to step up. We stepping up now. It's our time. We not waiting on nobody. We're not just asking for you to give us a handout. We ain't never asked for that. We always just did the work. So now it's the thing of saying, let's get to work. Let's do for ourselves. And that's the type of energy that we must embody that. And that's every one of us in this community.
Yeah, and take pride in it because it's yours.
That's real talk.
She had said, "Do you have a 100-day plan? And if so, what's the main points?"
Yeah, some of the main points though, when we talk about 100-day, first day, we want to look at how we can go. When we talk about policy, so we look at a policy change. We're looking at that emergency manager law. We're looking at how we alleviate that law, abolish that just period. So we don't end up in this situation ever again, right? Or any other community that looks like Flint ever in this situation, right? Next, man, we talk about education. Education is key. We have to go ahead and really start pumping education. Really want to work alongside with the school board because our young people is growing up in this community, and we have to create first and foremost the structures for them to learning environment settings, but then also giving them tools necessary to be competitive in this world. I think that's how we have to go ahead and make sure that we start looking at that. But then also we talk about economic development. Economic development is the key to our city, right? We have to look at those economic drivers in this region, see how we look at what industries that Flint can be, kind of maximize themselves in, how we can attract new business, but how can we bolster the small businesses, the minority-led businesses, because they are the nucleus of this community, right? You start building them out, they start employing folks, they become a tax base, right? They had a brick and mortars. That becomes a whole sector for the city. We can change Martin Luther King Street and have folks all down Martin Luther King lined up with different businesses, and it's just a booming strip. So those are some of the ideas and some of the concepts within the 100 days that we'll look to do as it relates to policy, economic development, which addresses the public safety issue. Um, and then of course addressing the water crisis. I think we have to make ourselves whole from the water crisis. We really need real relief. People is paying astronomical numbers for water, and we're surrounded by bodies of water. We made up of 75% water, so for us to be paying for this water the way that we paying for it, um, we want to change that around. Let's look how we can go ahead and do something different with that.
Um, I, I lost my train of thought. I had a question and I lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry. I was like right getting ready to
You
go.
know, you know,
I went to
I was
go.
trying to, I was trying to stop. I know it looked like you was going somewhere.
And then you said something and it led me somewhere else. I'm damn. I'm just
Yeah. Now you know how sometimes you be
so
going through the motions and stuff. And you know what I'm saying? You just trying to get the word out, you know what I'm saying? But then when you talk about something, you choose something else up. So
you say something, it sparked something else because I was like, I totally forgot. My
you know
bad.
what I'm talking. I know I be trying not to do that, but you know what I'm saying? I be
My
trying to stay on the train.
bad. That was my bad. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Schools. What's your plans for public schools? Because I know we all talk about public schools and the
Mm,
children, how they need
yeah.
we are a unified. I see that Mickey gone, man. You making me lose my train of thought. I already took me forever to get it back. Oh, I see these questions, man. Hold on.
Nigga, calm down, baby, calm down. We're gonna get to it.
Hold on. I'm going. I promise. You make me lose my train of thought again. Education. Back to the public schools. Boom. Okay. What's our plan there to because we are an education desert as well as a food desert. So those
Right.
two things we need, especially as it relates to the north side of Flint. I know that as a state rep, the whole state has to be involved. However, you are, representing us here in Flint too. So I just want to know how you plan on um, incorporating Flint as a whole, but even more than that, the north side.
Yeah.
Or the north side, south side, east side. We all need a
Mhm.
school on all sides. So let me not just say it because I am partial to the north side because it is actually dying, and I wanted to, and I definitely don't want the north side to die. So that's why I always say the north side. However, I'm not just strictly just saying just the north side, even though it is a
Mhm.
but as it relates to schools on all 9 wards.
That's right. That's right. We looking at the city as a whole. I'll be big North Side repping too, though. But I come up on the South Side too as well. So it's always about and a little bit on the East too. So, but it's always about how we can go ahead and boost up the education here in the city because we are not giving our youth a chance in this world. It's a thing of attracting these students back to the city, but the thing is this: we have to spark the interest of not only their child but the parent. We have to make sure the parent is comfortable with this environment, this learning structure, then also the teachers and instructors that'll be taking hold of the development of our young people. Our young people is our greatest investment, right? We have to look at how are we putting them in position because one day they're supposed to be taking care of us. If we don't start educating these young people, we don't start putting a plan together, and we don't start, creating that Flint promise. I know we had the Flint promise where, you attended school and you got free college. And we don't start making that stuff available and making sure folks is taking advantage of that, man, we're gonna find ourselves in a bigger situation because ain't nobody gonna be educated enough to take the city over.
Man,
And then at the same time, man, when you're talking about this is a college town, I hear this talk about this being a college town. But where are they pulling the students from? What pool are you pulling from? Is it from Otter County? Just like the lottery that they did at FCC. Come on, we got to be more deeper than this. And like our thing is like early education, adolescent learning is key. We should have knowledge houses implemented in the neighborhoods. If our schools is down bad, we don't have no buildings, then we should start looking at how we can go ahead and take in some of these properties and create libraries in a property, but then also having a neighborhood instructor that can be able to work with these students, mentor the students, but then also have a space for the student to continue to learn outside of school. So
right.
one thing we can do school, but then continuous education is all year round. So we have to make sure that education is available and want to work with the school board. I know they got 5 open seats available coming up, right? That's going to be vital. We ain't talking about playing around, screaming, acting like the city council. We going to really say, hey, we're going to put some plans together. We're going to be strategic. We're going to make sure that we address the families and how we can be able to bring students back to the district. And we get them dollars back into the district, then we start working on these buildings, right? We need a new school. We need to go ahead and look at what type of collaboration, what type of partnership, what type of investments that we can get to be able to create new buildings with
Yeah.
new technology, right? Some of these
Right.
schools out in Flushing and Cloud, they in college campuses. We need
Right.
to create that same emphasis up in here in Flint and making sure our students have opportunity to feel that, right? And that should be a goal that we all work from the state with the mayor, the council, school board. They have money right now. They got the extra funds at the school board right now, so they have resources. They have dollars. It's just how we appropriate those dollars. What type of vision we have for our youth. What type of plan we can put together that's based on the community and where we are, because we are not where we was once before. When I talk about school pride, I come from Flint Central, right? With the Whittier, right? Them is pillars, right? You can never, you know what I'm saying, take away from that. Even though our building is closed, you can never take away that history. But we did lose all the history that we had with the championships. You know, we was big on athletics, and we have to meet these students where they are now. You know, a lot of times, man, they're not getting the education that they need. We currently got programs at Southwestern right now, and unfortunately, it's more like um, it's a situation, it's a compromising situation because I get all the at-risk youth, so we be having about 30 at-risk youth in the program, and so our job is deliberately just trying to get interest into these young men because sometimes they're not going to college, sometimes they don't even want to be in school. But what we have to say is like, man, at least get the basics out of this, right? If you can get the basics, we can give you the basic education, but then give you some tools to build on because you might go into entrepreneurship, you might go into skilled trades, but whatever you're doing, man, let's make sure that we master this right here on this level. And we
Mm.
need to be supporting the parent because the parent may be young, the parent may be going through different issues, the parent may need some support, the parent may need to be working so they can feed these children, so they ain't thinking about nothing else but that, right? So we have to make sure that we address the total family because if we all invest in each other, then that child will win. And so we have to look at each case differently, case by case. But all the while, all our efforts should be on a youth plan, an educational plan, working in concert with each other because we can appropriate the resources toward those programs and then really building that out, working with the students that we have currently in the district. We want to say about like 1,900 students.
Mhm.
But those are what we start with, and we build out. And then maybe 5, 10 years from now, we can attract all our students back to Flint. We can get the schools back going. We got basketball. We got the prep rallies going. We got them going to, we got them doing all different segments and doing college tours, and they visiting all these areas, but they representing Flint or they go to college here in this city. But those are the type of visions that we have to have for our young people, and that's what they are not getting right now. So it's a job that as us parents, us elders, us our seniors, right? The communities that's done this before. You look at Youngstown, Cleveland, or Youngstown, Ohio. They did a turnaround, 180. Those are the type of energies that we want to look at, like what's working in those communities that have somewhat the same makeup as Flint, same situation going on with their school district, and what plan we can put together that's going to maximize our effort and put us in a better situation in the future.
Shout out to Youngstown, Ohio. That's where my grandmother is from. I spent a lot of time there. Um,
Shout out to Youngstown. I like Youngstown. You know what I'm saying? I just like because they come from the mud. That's just like with us in Flint. Like it was an industrial town. Like we was GM and we didn't think beyond GM. So when GM left, we all failed. Right? We didn't even think to say, hey, listen, we're gonna be GM, but at the same time, we're gonna look at electric cars because that's the future. We're gonna look at, I know gas is a big market. Folks is looking at gas, right? But how can we be innovative enough to say futuristically, we're gonna be put ourselves ahead of the game, ahead of the industry 50 years from now?
right.
It takes that. It's like when Billy D. Durant and J.W. Dort and C.S. Mott, they all got together and create those box cars, right? But they got the idea that way. They had the idea, they had the concept, Then it started morphing into GM, Chrysler, and all these different things. But the innovation should have never stopped. We have to look at how we gonna put ourselves in the next room. What's next? What's the next industry? What's new? And how we gonna ahead and be educated enough to get to where we need to be.
Terrence said, will you remain accessible to the community once in office?
Man, yes, sir, man. Of course, man. I'm a be here and I'm always be here, no matter where I'm at, right? I'm always be accessible. One of the things that we look to do is open up a constituent service office here in the city of Flint, where you can go ahead and really contact a person. You don't have to call the state, be on the phone for 2 or 3 hours and still get no follow through. We don't got time for that. People need real help. People need to talk to somebody. People need to be serviced. So when we talk about having that department here that's be staffed by real folks, that be able to follow through, give you a call back, tell you, hey, this is where we is. Even if it's not something that you want to hear, this is what's going on, right? We want to be able to do that, but then make sure that we have an open space for the community to be able to come in. And like I said, I look to hold town halls and conversations because at the end of the day, elected officials work for the people, so we service you. So my job will be to come back and say, how can I serve you? So and your job will be to say, hey, this is what we need from you, right? And so we work together to say, identify what that plan look like, create a pathway to getting it done, and then I'll be following back up with you and saying, hey, this is where I'm at with the plan, right? This is how you can evaluate me and during my time, right? Whatever initiative that we're working on. And we want to be direct. I don't want to waste no time. I don't want to play with people. I ain't never played with you, so we don't got no time to play now. So of course, you talk about accessibility. I think that's key. I don't want to be one of those. I will not be. I'm not even a politician, so let's not get this twisted. My thing is, I've always been a people-tician. So I'm gonna be here right in the mud with you. You just gonna be. We gonna be all working in Lansing too, and we're gonna be putting it back down here in Flint.
Y'all, I used to be Dewan's secretary, and all I know is whoever it is that he got need a low jack on his ass because y'all need to put a tracking device on him. I'm telling you, he was hot.
Yeah, I mean,
I
right,
was
right.
trying to get him where he needed to be and on time. Because listen, put a low jack on him. That's all I'm telling you.
No, but we be moving a lot. We be doing a lot of work. It's so much work to get done. It's like we be having to be 2, 3 places at once, and it is very, we stretching ourselves thin. I think that's what's expected of us, but we need to be that. And while we got the energy and we young like this, we better be fighting like this, and we better be working towards the goals. We got a hard type of goal we need to get to. We trying to redevelop in our community. We still entrepreneurs and business people. We still got to advocate on the front line. We still got to go ahead and make sure that our young people have some programs available. We still got to hang out with the seniors and make sure we get the knowledge. So we got to be all around. And she right. She was running like a mug. But the thing is this though, we be getting a lot accomplished with just a small batch of people. But just think if we all look at this like this, man, we all take a piece of the pie. We all take our weight, right? And I'm telling you, our impact will be strong.
So she had another question. She says, do you have your staff picked out and does it represent the diversity of the district? If so, is Mickey Mickey
Yeah, well, I don't have the
you see Mickey?
Maggie,
Mickey go, man.
Maggie, Maggie, you go everywhere I go. What you talking about, man? Yeah, but you definitely going. We all going to Lansing. That is Flint and Lansing. That's what it is. We out there right now. But we would definitely be out there, big step in the Lansing.
Okay.
But as it relates to the staff, we are working with some great members in the community. We are working with some phenomenal folks, and our teams is building out. I just appreciate everybody who has been pulling together to make this thing through. We haven't, as it said, like identified who will be different places and staff as well as anything like that right as of now. Um, but like my thing is this, man. When we be with me, I'm an organic person, so who we working with, who we at the table with is who we move with, right? So we all working together like this, and everybody play a part. We just gonna be maximizing our parts and wherever we at, and we only gonna grow and get better, and the piece get a little bigger. So that's how we look at it. And my thing is, we working with a lot of folks here in this community right now, and we've been working with a lot of people in this community. So um, whoever's best and whoever's best fitted for the positions, and want to make a difference and want to get there and make it happen. That's who we're gonna be in those staff slots.
Well,
So
you
as of
definitely
now, we not identifying nobody.
you definitely need a media outlet, and so we're available. Because the nerve of Mickey gonna put his name across there and they put nobody else's, like he work alone. I don't know what's wrong with him.
Now you know what that's what it is, man. That's not man. That's the thing, man. We've been building our own table for a long time. And they want to see some new faces. They want to see some new energy. They want to see some new talent. And what the elders is always telling me. They like, man, we got to get out the way. Like we see y'all been, y'all young people been working. Y'all doing what y'all doing. Y'all doing what's necessary, and we have to make sure that we make space for you. So we've been building tables for the longest now, and
Right?
it's beautiful to see us all growing in our respected areas. From the media, from the nonprofit sectors, from the public health, right, from the entrepreneur side of things, and I just appreciate all of us just continue to stay in there and stay, 10 toes down, making a difference, trying to be some bright spots here in our community. That's what I see. So I've watched people for a long time, and I've seen the work that people put down. So it's only gonna get greater.
Yeah. I was laughing. I apologize because we got some comedians always in the group. Chris Caleb said, "Yeah, I like the women in young style,"
He
and
said, "Well,
he liked the women in young style. What the
the
hell?
women in Youngstown is pretty cool, Chris. I'm not even gonna hold you. They some good folks."
Brenda Boyd said, "What are the requirements to be an activist?" I had to go to my because some of this say Facebook user, and I like to use you guys' name, so I apologize. I'm looking at my phone, but she said, "What are the requirements to be an activist?"
Well, just being activated in what you believe in, right? So, if you believe that people are being done wrong, if you believe it's injustices taking place in your community, if you believe that you need to stand up for your youth, if you believe you need to stand up for the seniors who don't have a voice, if you need to just do something on behalf of other people, that's what the activist is about. Like we live and die for trying to move the needle forward, but trying to right the ship, right? We talk about equity and equality. And we just all want to be fair. The only reason why people have to get mad and be angry and come cuss you out is because you ain't doing it right. And so when the community is feeling like that, you're gonna have people pop up who gonna stand up and say that we not taking this, just like myself. We not taking this stuff. We not playing with nobody. We not sitting up here waiting or wasting no time. We not letting these same people give us lip service. I don't care who they is. Like that's never been the case. I've never been good with that. And I work with these people, and they would talk to you to death. But it's like when you say, listen, man, I can't have that, right? If we not doing some real tangible items and we not gonna do some real work together, then I will have to go ahead and miss me from this table, right? And but to be honest, because there's so much work that need to be done, it's okay, right? Because we activists, we activated, right? We actively working. So we don't have no time for stagnance.
Man, listen. Phew. Listen, we know all about that. Good Lord.
If you still talking about the same stuff over there, but listen, man, you ain't putting no work in to make a difference. Yeah, come on now, ain't nobody trying to hear that. And
Oh,
that's why people don't take some people serious, and it's unfortunate because um, and we all activists in a certain type of way. We all care about certain issues. We all want to see something different. We may have children. We want the best for our children. We want to see, even ourselves personally in a better situation. So that takes grit. It takes grind, and you have to be, they're dedicated. Just like the folks from the Montgomery bus boycott, they spent 382 days out there just to disrupt the transportation system. Think about that.
mhm.
They had stayed committed. And let me tell y'all about these new activists are committed. They dedicated. we dedicated to seeing the mission all the way through.
Right.
So just taking an issue with the Montgomery bus boycott. Them people sacrificed for 382 days. 382 days. Think about it. Sacrifice, not riding a bus, to work, to drop your kids off to school, to go to your doctor's appointment, to go fellowship at church. They didn't do none of that stuff. You know
Right.
what happened? They crippled the transportation system down south. So they had to respect them people. You just had to respect them. Like, all right, well, now we got to make sure that we make it right because we losing money because folks ain't riding the bus. So your activism doesn't have to be always on the front line and standing up for them. Your activism could be like, hey, listen, man, I'm not spending no money in these areas because these folks ain't doing reciprocity in our community. You're not giving nothing back. That's like going into these stores with the Arabics and Indians and all these other different ethnic groups. If you feel, hey, listen, they not beneficial to your community. They got trash all out in front of the door. They not giving nothing back for community day. They not even supporting your local officials. Then you got to stand up to them. It's like, listen, man, we not gonna spend no money in this store. I guarantee you they change their tune. They start looking at it different. Like, okay, well, you know what? We got to give some money back to this area because we sucking in all the money from this area and we ain't giving nothing back. So your activism can be on many different levels, right? It just seems everybody is different. Everybody has a different way of conveying a message. But at the end of the day, it's about being active with what you believe in.
Absolutely, and I'm glad you spoke on that because that is one of the reasons why that Montgomery boycott, bus boycott, was one of the reasons that I said that 80,000 people in Flint could have been activists by not paying that effing water bill. Everybody,
That's activism right there.
and everybody would have activated activists, and that's how we would have got it done. Stop paying it. You can't use it no way.
No, that
We would not be 9 years in. I'll tell you that right now. That's where we wouldn't be if everybody would have got on one accord and said, I'm not paying this MF and water bill until y'all fix it. And then what? They gonna lose so much revenue from that. All they had to do was just stop. And we all would have been activists and we all would have got exactly what we deserve. And that's where we so I agree with you wholeheartedly that we got to stand right one with another and do those type of things because if we don't, we have to demand it, right? We can't just ask for it. You're going to ask for crumbs and you see a loaf of bread on the table. You're going to ask for the crumbs to hit the floor. I know you lying. Listen, that's what we got to do.
That's the thing. Like, you know, we gotta stand up for each other. You're right. If we all just didn't pay water bills and, you know, we all stay strong on that and say, hey, listen, you know what, we're gonna cripple the water system here in Flint because we ain't paying it. We can't use the water anyway. So it's like, why would we use it? We paying $52 service charge before we use the water. I just got a water bill for $140. And like, I'm like, man, I said, you know, I don't even recall what I did with the water. I know I wasn't drinking it. I know we didn't cook with it. I'm not sure what we was doing with it. I know Delilah she got these little projects around the house she probably doing, but the fact of the matter is that's just super high for us to be paying. Now, what we saying is, all right, when they gonna pay this water bill, we're gonna put our money in escrow. Now, I ain't saying like not just pay your bill. Now, let me get it quick to it. You could put your money
put it in escrow. Absolutely put it in escrow. And then, you know, I've been saying that for years, Dewan, you know, that was what I stood on. Put it in escrow. So when they came to you and said something, oh, I got it right here. And when you fix it, you get it.
Yeah, that's all, bro. Yeah, when you fix it, then you can have all of it, right? You know, I've been, you know that's how we supposed to operate. And until y'all do fix it, you ain't get nothing. We ain't talking about no giving us $300 for relief and all this old silly stuff. No, we ain't playing that, man. Not during election time. We not doing that. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're not even going for that. What we saying is this situation should have been rectified a long time ago. We shouldn't even be at this point. And so that's how we all have to stand strong. But, you know, unfortunately, in situations, sometimes you got a small group of people that may be standing strong on principle, but then you got this group of people who saying like, you know what, that sounds crazy. But then you got this other group of people that's like, you know what, I don't even care what's going on. Now we got to look at it like this. Like we all got to be concentrated on this one goal together as one. We're going to see this all the way through. Even if it takes us a year to make this happen, we're going to see it all the way through and we're going to be dedicated. We're not even playing. We ain't even gonna wait on it. We ain't gonna talk about it. We just gonna do it. That's commitment.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with this last question because I got to get up like early in the morning, y'all. So John Scott said, "What caused the food desert in Flint, and what do you plan to do to fix it?" Why did all of the stores shut down, and what specifically will you do to not make the next stores fail?
So we talking about food, access to food,
Yeah, the food desert.
the food that okay, run it back to me one more time, sorry.
Yep, no problem. What caused the food desert? And I think he's talking in relation to the north side because we are the food desert. What caused the food desert in Flint, and what do you plan to do to fix it? Why did all of the stores shut? It's kind of a loaded question. So why did all of the stores shut down, and what specifically will you do not to make the next stores?
Yeah, I would say what caused the food deserts is for one, I think, we just lost what was it? The last one was that Kroger's. Um, was that Kroger's? Was that over there on the north end?
Uh-huh.
Regardless of any though, I think too, man, we gotta demand a quality of food. A lot of times, man, at these stores and like Landmark and all these other stores, man, they selling this meat, man, it may be spoiled, maybe outdated. It's just not a high quality at all. But then also understanding you are what you eat. So we have to demand, you know, you know, high frequency food. And then also I think too, moving away from maybe the large chain of stores, maybe we should have like those small mom and pop grocery stores, maybe those small community gardens and grocers to be able to service different areas. Like maybe there'd be one on the north side, one on the south, one on the east, one on the west. And they might be smaller, but then they also, they make it be more of a stronger connection to the community where we can grow different products, produce. We can operate as a co-op where everybody is benefiting. Mom and pop shops is working with each other, and we have enough produce, we have enough meats, we have enough vegetables, we have enough um, anything else that we need ingredients to be able to go ahead and survive. We got to look at it differently here in this community. Um, we just lost business. We lost business. We lost people. We lost those tax bases, and they seen that, right? And even combined with the water crisis and all these issues, man, we just lost out on different businesses. So we have to start small with building back up because that's how they used to operate back in the day. We used to have a little small market right here in the neighborhood, right? But in our area, we got a mini garden over here. We all play a part. We all take care of it. We have to work it. We want to make sure we service it. But we also trying to teach our children, like man, to be able to fend for themselves. Because if they ain't got no grocery stores, what are we eating? They can go down to that corner store and get hot chips and what they telling me,
Takis.
Takis, and they be eating that, they eating this stuff now, but they gonna eat that. We have to do a better job of making sure that we have accessible food, but then also how can we develop and build our own hoop houses, our own gardens that's going to be able to service the areas that we live in, right? Those are some things that's a change, right? I be eating a lot of. I've been on a Mediterranean diet, right? So it costs me a little bit more to eat, right? I can't eat the pork and I can't eat the chips and all the stuff. I can't just, I have to make sure I eat food that's gonna stimulate me, that's gonna feed me, right? So I have to go to certain areas to get it. But it'd be better if I was able to produce those things here on my own. And that's the type of mindset that we have to get into as a community. We say, all right, well, we lost those large chain stores. Now, this is what we can do. This is what we can put into the store. This is what this person is producing this. This person is producing this. I can produce this. And this is how we can work together to be able to at least feed ourselves. Because at the end of the day, we have to feed ourselves, but we have to feed ourselves with the right foods. So I always say start small. Let's start small and try to build out.
There you go.
Forget Kroger's, forget about Kessels, forget about all of my Meyer. We got Myers still, but I think man, we got to look at what we can do for ourselves. That's that do for self attitude, that do for self mindset. My family come from the South, right? So on our land down there, we got 42 acres of land in Edwards, Mississippi. So what they be having cows, they got calf, they got chickens, they got all this stuff. Even my young cousin they be getting the squirrels and all the other small little animals around there. I ain't with all that. But what I'm saying is like, they have everything that they need on the land. And now, what I'm saying, where they have, vegetables, where they have the meats, where they get the milk, they have everything that they need to service and be self-sustaining. Let's do that here in Flint, and then that attract other large chains of stores. They'll be looking to come in and try to outsource and try to move out and succumb to smaller businesses. I think those are some of the things that we can look at, and those are some things that we can do on our own.
Definitely. So my grandfather taught me how to live off the land. There is nothing that I cannot do. I can fish, I can hunt, and I can farm. So there is nothing that I can do. I don't eat it, but I can do it. I don't eat beef and I don't eat pork. But other than that, I'm all good. Listen, visit any of that. I'm on it. I can do all of that. I can live off the land if I needed to. And that's what we need.
Yeah.
We need to make sure that we're doing that. Well,
Yeah.
I thank you so much for coming on. As always, I appreciate you giving me some of your time and giving us some of your time. So you give us some parting words. What's your closing words?
Listen, man, we get into it. We want to make sure that we change our leadership. We got to be dedicated. It's gonna take all of us. This is just not folks who are just running for office. It's gonna take every community member in this city to be able to make the difference. We all play a part. Like that's why I always say we taking Flint to Lansing, meaning that we all gonna be there. We all gonna be in the Lansing chambers. We all gonna be talking that conversation. We all gonna be holding folks accountable that need to be talked to. We gonna be at them tables, even if we need to be there to flip them over. We got to make sure that we represent, because you understand Flint is a talented town. Flint is a marquee area, and if we don't be careful, they're gonna look the county and everybody else gonna look to take it back over. So we don't want that, and we want to make sure that we stand strong. We want to be visionaries about the future. We want to make sure that we show and change this narrative that Flint has to a more prosperous and robust community that we all believe in. And it's just gonna take all of us to do our part. And we can't just stand on the sideline and just ask, for people to do something for us. No, we're going to step up. We're going to vote. I know we lost interest in voting, but this is the democratic way. We have to go ahead and vote. You have to get people in there that you believe that's going to do the work, and you have to charge those people up with the initiatives that they need to be working on. And that's how you get stuff done. If you don't have no connection to these people, they ain't listening to what you're talking about. They can care less. They're going to come around, probably hear what you're talking about just to get your vote. But then at the end of the day, they gone. Think about everybody who we had in this city. We can name drop all day, because I don't care about all that. What I'm saying is, like, if you have a family name and you've been doing this work, I would have respect for you. But if you just have these family names and you ain't doing no work, you need to get out the way.
Nah.
It's just because you may carry the name, you ain't carrying the work. You ain't carrying the spirit neither. So we got to be down about this. And my family come from a different side, right? We don't have that. We underworld. But the thing is, we building out, and it was about, because we want to do something for this community. So my thing was always been about just stepping up, trying to lead by example. You can always, hold me accountable. I'm not perfect. Be the first to tell you. I come up from a hell of a condition, right? Born at risk, but I want better for us. And so, I give everything I got in me to make that difference. And so I try to be there every day. I try to represent on my shortcomings, definitely, call me and tell me, trust me. The elders call me and let me know when I'm on point, what I'm saying? When I'm rocking hard, they let me know I'm doing my job. And then they definitely call me, hey man, listen, let me talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Let me can have a word with you. And man, I accept it all, right? Because at the end of the day, I'm a child of the city. And so I'm gonna make these moves. I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna do things right. But at the end of the day, man, I lean on you all to make sure that I'm going the course. And so, I've always been like that. Never think nothing else. I don't think above nothing. We all on the same. We on the same level. We all in the mud, and we just trying to make it out and live a prosperous life together. So, if you believe in that type of effort, if you believe in that work, and you want to roll your sleeves up and you want to be a part of something greater than yourself, then let's make it happen. This is our time. And and trust me, our ancestors waiting on us. So you're just trying to live up to potential.
Absolutely. I wholeheartedly agree. Dewan, stay on, please. After we go off, go ahead.
And then I was gonna tell you like some updates too.
Yeah, please.
Uh, we for my allergies.
Bless.
Allergies messing with me. It was a false alarm, but
Bless.
so right, it's gonna come sooner. Okay, so this this Saturday, we got some special things to announce. Actually, this Friday, Saturday, and Monday, we got some special things to announce. Um, I wish I had like the stuff and like the publication and everything in order. I would have shared it with you all right now, but uh, I guess I'll wait on the team to see what they think and put it out there. But we just encourage everybody to get out and vote. Make sure that you do early voting. Early voting taking place Monday through Friday, 9 to 4. Even this Saturday, take advantage of early voting. So then that way you got your cast your vote early in advance. You don't have to wait to the Tuesday voting day, but we encourage you if you do have to go Tuesday to make sure you do that Tuesday as well. But it's important that we go ahead and stand up and be a voice for our community today, not tomorrow, not waiting on the next time. Let's do it today, right? Let's make it count. Let's make it count now. And so we just asking everybody, bring your family, bring your friends. Let's get a strong voter turnout. Let's show them what we can do as it relates to banding together in the city, creating plans with competency, and just not sitting up here just listening to all this garbage, right? We trying to be something different. We trying to make sure that we be there, we present. You should know this by now, and so we really depending on each other right now, because right now we ain't got no representation at the local level. We ain't got no representation at the county level, and we ain't got no representation at the state level. Look at what happened over these last course years, over the last 3 years. What can you say? How we being represented? What are we getting in return as being constituents of this great city, right? How are they making a way for the future? Those things is what we have to ask ourselves. And if we don't see it, then we got to call that stuff out and not even engage in that mess. But then also, man, let's make sure we do something about it. So I'm just asking us, and this is about us. This ain't about me. This ain't about the folks and all. It ain't about none of that. It's about what we gonna do for ourselves. And so I'm just, hoping that we just make the right choices, be diligent about what we believe in, be serious, put all those egos and stuff to the side. I know one of the things that I said I was going to do is make amends with all my adversaries. And if that means, sitting down with everybody, and having conversations to get understandings, I'm with all that. Because at the end of the day, if I got a problem with you, it's because it's not personal. It's because, it may be some situation that took place. And I don't want to make that a problem. I want to prevent nobody from moving forward. I don't want to be in the way from somebody actualizing their dreams. So whatever the case may be, all week long, even moving out these weeks, man, I'm be just getting with folks, man, just kicking it and chopping it up. If we ever had some issues before, we can sit around and talk like man to man and women, whatever the case may be. We're going to make things right because it doesn't do us no good us looking at each other all crazy. It doesn't do us no good having egos and personality clashes. It doesn't do us no good if, everybody may not like each other, but you got to respect each other. That's just for being human beings, and we operating in pure altruism. We have to have respect and value each other for what they bring to the table. So, I know a lot of talented folks in this community is doing some great works. Even the folks that I may not deal with or build with, I think, what I'm saying, I still watch and still see the work that's taking place. So I always know we in here together. We ain't always going to get along. Sometimes it can be a little boisterous. But at the end of the day, we need each other. So, I'm here for you any way I can be. Don't hesitate to call. Our office is located at 2712 North Saginaw Street. On the second floor. You can always come in there and come see us. The door is always open. You see us out there in the community, out there in the streets. Don't hesitate to ask questions if it's something that you're confused about, whether it being about myself, whether it being about the Black Lives Matter movement, whether it being about movements in this city, whether it being about elected officials in the community, whatever the case may be, man, I'm always, willing to talk and we'll have a conversation, even if I ain't got the answers for you. I just want to make sure that, I'm available for you. So in a nutshell, man, let's do something different. Let's do something we ain't never done before. Let's be visionary about the future, and let's go ahead and make this happen for the great city of Flint.
All right. Now I'm not giving you no third outro.
Did I? Right.
No, thank you. You can stay on and you can talk to me and Mickey after this. I ain't giving you no third outro. It's my turn. No, so you want to make sure that you are going out and you are supporting. Dewan is posting all of these things as everybody else, but make sure that you are following him and following along and see where he's going. He's been on tour for a little while. He's wrapping up his tour right now. So y'all, if you need tickets, go to the support. Tour with him. You get some tickets to go see him. And then make sure you have your golden ticket on August
Yeah,
2nd, right?
yeah,
All
yeah,
that day. Go
yeah,
out and vote on August
yeah,
2nd. Tuesday,
yes.
August 2nd. Get your golden ticket because that's the
Mm-hmm.
last leg of the tour, right? And we all
That's
need to do that. And then we're going back on tour after that, and we got to do it again in November, right? So make sure that you're doing that. So the primaries is where it's at.
mm-hmm.
Second, and I need you all to go out. So I need
Yeah,
you all to call somebody, text somebody, go knock on their door, drag them out. Y'all make it a big deal. Go out and have breakfast and go
yeah,
vote. Go have breakfast.
yeah.
I don't care which way it go, but make sure voting is in there. If you're not registered,
Mm-hmm.
still get registered to vote. And if you know somebody that's not registered to vote, encourage them to go get them registered to vote, and or take them
Yeah.
to go get registered to vote. So register.
Yes. And you can same day register too. You can do
You
same day registration at City Hall.
can register and vote all in the same day. So make sure you do
That's
that.
right.
You don't have time, but just do it. So you gotta register. You gotta show up and you gotta vote. We all
That's
gotta do
right.
it, right? So it's 14,000 of us that can go out there and do it. We need 14,000 people to go out and do it. So
That's
August 6th,
right.
go the ticket going on out on the last leg of the tour, last leg of the summer tour, because we'll be
That's
back.
right.
But the last leg of the summer tour, August 2nd, going on out and vote, right? Again. So you all know
That's
me.
right.
Know that I am always about mental health. And I always want y'all to love on each other. And I want you to make sure that you're doing everything with love and in love. Make sure you're doing it all with love and in love. I don't care if it's whether you're talking to somebody, you got to check them about how they need to treat you or whatever. But make sure you're doing it with love and in love, right? So make sure you
Mm-hmm.
take care of yourself. Make sure that you are loving on yourself so that you can love on somebody else. Because what's better than you? Absolutely nothing. Nothing is better than you. Talking to somebody, you gotta check up on somebody else. Because what's better? So make sure that you are drinking your water, but not Flint water because Flint water is not clean. So make sure that you are drinking water. Alkaline water is 9.5 or above is recommended. But if all else fails, drink you some spring water. But don't you dare drink that Flint water, right? And then make sure that you are doing at least 30 minutes of cardio every day. Do some
Mm-hmm.
mindfulness. Go outside. Get some of that vitamin D. Breathe in that prana. Sit out there in nature. Take your shoes off and sit out in ground. Just sit. Like Brother Roberts always say, go hug a tree. If you are like me and you like the water, you can do your 30 minutes of cardio as stepping stone falls, and then you can go have a seat and sit and feed the ducks or go listen to the water and just let everything out and let it all be out there. Because what you give out to the universe will give right back to you tenfold.
Come on now. That's right.
Make
Mm-hmm.
sure you are also going out on August 2nd. I was spinning the block on that. Y'all got to come out August 2nd. This is
Yeah.
it. This is it.
Primary is important. That's the most important vote. A lot of folks don't vote in the primaries, but that's critical. I
Absolutely.
understand how vital that is, and local government is super important.
Local
I know
government
we
is
vote national,
that's where the power is at. So make sure you're doing
right?
that. You're getting the young people out. Make sure when you out at the store and you out at the gas station, you see these young kids, and if they can buy blunt, then damn it, they can go and vote. So make sure that you
Mhm.
do talking to them about it when you're out there. All right. So this is very important. We got the 70th district state rep where Duane Robinson is one of the candidates. We have the mayoral election where Dr. Karen Weaver is one of the candidates. We also have the
Yep.
governor's race. We have the state senate where Ms. Monica Galloway is a candidate. So it's a lot going on. So make sure you are doing educated votes. So make sure you're doing your research on these people and you are making educated decisions when you vote. All right. All right. So with that being said, tomorrow.
Make sure y'all go to July, like your brother Jaleel said, July 40th. Y'all go to that No More Tears concert.
All right.
Hold up. Don't get no airplay on here. No, you know what's going. You know what's going July 30th. You know what's going July 30th. Tune in to Reverend Threll Kell and AC Dumas in the morning. That's what's going on Saturday morning. I'm out.
All right. Okay.
Talking
Everybody delete it.
you talk about July 40th.
I don't know what July 40th is, but anyway, I love you. Peace out.